I recently picked up The Jar on Blu-ray from Terror Vision. Now, the 1984 horror film has quite a reputation. It's considered by many to be one of the worst movies ever made. But is that really fair? Well, let's find out. The basic storyline has to do with a man named Paul who gets into a car wreck with a weird old guy. Now, the old man refuses medical attention, and for some reason, Paul decides just to take him home with him. But the old man won't leave until Paul retrieves something of his in a brown paper bag. Inside that bag is the jar, and it's got a weird little creature in it. The rest of the film deals with Paul's descent into madness, brought on by that nasty little creature inside the jar. The Jar is not just a simple horror film, it's an experimental art house horror movie, and that right there is going to lose a lot of people. And I get it, I really do.
I consume the lifeless moments of shadows.
I'm generally not into those types of films myself, and as weird and pretentious as this movie can be sometimes, I have to say, I did actually enjoy it for the most part. So what worked? Well, the film is beautifully directed by Bruce Toscano. He makes full use of the widescreen frame and gives us a lot of impressive visuals. The stylish lighting is also fantastic. From a visual standpoint, this movie really delivers. In the interviews included here, the director talks about how cropped the VHS edition of this film looked, and seeing the clips online, holy crap, this movie looked like absolute trash on VHS. But here, properly restored, the movie looks damn good. There's lots of creepy sequences and some impressive set pieces. This may have been a very low-budget movie, but it had great production value. The score was also fantastic, along with the makeup effects. Acting was pretty cheesy all around, although a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that they had to go back and overdub all the dialogue due to the camera they used for filming. But it was fine. It didn't bother me at all. I will say, the movie had me until about the 1 hour mark. Once we reached that point, the visions and all the craziness started to get a little old. There's also too many endless sequences of Paul wandering around and stuff. But thankfully the movie is only 1 hour and 25 minutes long. But this one did keep my attention, and I was entertained by the visuals and the direction for the most part. I really do think that some of the criticism towards this film is a little overblown. But to be fair, this movie has been judged by a crappy full-screen VHS presentation for the last 40 years. I'm glad people are finally going to be able to judge this film properly. It's definitely not for everyone, but I do think it's worth watching. TerrorVision has included a thick cardboard slipcover with this release. It's nice artwork, and I like it, but I kinda miss the old VHS art. Reversible art is included, with the Jar title, and the original Sharon title. Picture quality is absolutely fantastic. TerrorVision restored the film in 4K using a partial original camera negative and a film print, and it looks amazing. The sound is a 2.0 DTS HD Master Audio, and it sounds great, no issues. Once again, TerrorVision has included a fantastic and extensive amount of special features. First off, there's 2 versions of the film, the high contrast version and the low contrast version. Now, I didn't spot a huge difference between the two, but I went with the high contrast version. We've got 2 commentary tracks, multiple interviews, audio interviews, photos, a Q&A, and a trailer. The interviews are fantastic and really made me appreciate this film even more. There's lots of great behind-the-scenes information here, and the director even gets a bit emotional at times. Honestly, the special features are top-notch. The Jar is an interesting little film. It's not perfect by any means, and it's not for everyone, but I do think it's worth checking out in this restored edition. TerrorVision has once again delivered a fantastic release, and I highly recommend checking it out.